Welcome back to the Niagara Learning Channel. So I finished this last controller. You can see on previous videos I was doing these two controllers first. These had quite a few points on, but I finished the last controller, put histories on everything, and everything's all good. I didn't know what WU meant. Whoever wrote the logic main pool maximum WU period and CD period, and apparently that's warm up and cool down. So if I didn't know, I'm sure they wouldn't know on site. So I had to look at the logic to know what this WU and CD meant. So I've just put it in the engineer's notes here: WU warm up period, CD cool down period. So if they want to adjust it, they know what they're adjusting. And it also didn't have minutes, it just had 30. I put the minutes at the end of these. So those are my set points adjustments. My inputs here on this controller, all my drivers, and then I've got the all the sensors there with histories attached. And if we click on one sensor, it brings up the history for today for that temperature sensor. And I think I started this, or I started bringing the items back round about the 15th, which I did. So we're trending now from the 15th of this month to today. Right, see this word pop up here. You got the Niagara 4 symbol there, icon, and then you got pop up at the side of it. A lot of people want to change that. They don't want the word pop up. They want something like history or points history. And I've done quite a few here, and I don't want to go through each individual one. Let me just show you and change it all. So I want to do a global change. But you've got to be very careful when you do a global change. You want to make a backup, especially if you put a lot of effort into your PX page. It can be a bit dangerous if you don't get it right. But see this title pop up. Well, that people want to change, and you don't see this in the logic when you view it. Not in the logic, in the HTML sheet. So if we go to the AX text file editor, like I said, you need to make sure you've made a backup. Just copy it. Just on the left hand side where you've got it there. I don't know which one we're doing at the moment. We're doing points main plant. So if you take that and then duplicate it, which I already had, and then call it whatever you want to, but you've got a backup straight away there. And my backup is there, ready for me to start working on it. Anyway, where are we? With regard to this global change of the wording, the title. So you won't see where you've got the web view web chart widget there, and then it ends with the speech mark and then / and you've got the closed bracket there. So in order to change this, we go into the A and B. Well, first of all, let's highlight that. Let's highlight from there all the way. In fact, we'll take the speech marks as well. Control key C. So we've highlighted that in its memory. Click on the A to B, paste it into there. Now, also paste it into replace with. So now what you're going to do is where your speech marks end there, do a space, put in title, lowercase, put in the equal sign, do the speech marks again. Where are we? Speech marks there. And then we're going to call that point history, close speech marks. So I've given it a title, and that's the title name. And that's all I've added in. So I'm going to replace all with that. So now they've all been replaced. Title, point history, title, point history, title, point history. So when we go out of the PX view, back to normal, and we click on any one of these now, and let's get something that's got some data, probably AHU for supply temperature. Now you've got point history up at the top instead of pop-up, and we can give that for like 7 days. If you're unsure about how to do it, then just do it individually. So if we go into pool AHU controller, we've got individual ones there, and just put in points history, control key C, and then paste it into their points history. If you're unsure, but the way I prefer to do it, which I'm just going to come out and go back into it again, and it's already saved in its memory, this. Click on that, so it's already there. Replace all. Come back out, and that's all done. So each one of these now has got that points history there, point history, as well as the ones that we've just done by hand, because it never replaced them because we've already put the title in there. And if I do, I think we did that one, so let me just do that one. Let me go into that view there, AX text file editor, and click on that and replace all, and come back out of that, and that should have been done for those as well. Yeah, point history. Right, so the main plant, this one is, reason it's black background because it's a calculated set point. You still can click on it and get the history, and I don't think the history would have changed that much on the calculated set point over the last 7 days. Oh yeah, it has a little bit. Yeah, it has a little bit, it's changed. But when it's a calculated set point, if you look at the key, which I've shown you before, this is it, the calculated value. So this is the key for it. Black background, white numbers. So now what I've got to start doing is bringing all these points onto these pages here before I start doing the graphics. So I've made backups of these. So we're in first floor plant room there. So my sample first floor plant room is there. Just a copy, exact copy. And then we have got here AHU4s. So I'll take them, cut them, and then my AHU4 page is here. I'm pressing Control key and double clicking that to open it in a new tab. And I'm just going to paste them in there. It'll help if I actually bring in the text as well, so I know what they are. Cut and paste them in there. And I'm going to go through all these controllers, the 3. So that's AHU4 is there as well. So let me just take, not that, that's AHU2. Don't know why AHU2 is doing on here, but in fact they all look like, oh yeah, there's AHU2 points there. So let me cut that, put them onto 4. And then that's reception, temperature and heating, so let me just take them. I'm just going to see if there's any more reception stuff. There is there. And we've got some reception here. and reception here. And I can't see any reception there. So let me just take all them, cut them, and reception HRU, paste. We'll have them in this page there. AHU4 are still these here. So let's highlight them. Let's just move them out of the way for the moment. And we've got some AHU4 here, adjustments. They can go in there. And we've got some AHU4 adjustments there. AHU4 all the way down to there. AHU4 here. And we've got an AHU4 switch there, and I've missed the reception switch. So let's just do this one first. Highlight the AHU4s, cut them, go to my AHU4 page, paste them in there for the moment. Take that out of edit mode, go back into there. I saw a reception here. Cut that. Reception, paste. And let's just take that out of edit mode for the moment. Got AHU2s there. That's AHU2 there. Level 2 frost set point. That is not for AHU2. Have they done that? Missed that heating there for reception. AHU2. So we take them. We'll cut them. We'll open up another tab. I'm pressing Control key, double clicking AHU2. Paste them into there. So AHU2 is a fitness suite. And there was a reception. Here we go. That one there, reception. Let me cut that one out. Reception into edit mode. Paste that. So that's a reception on that page, that point. Right, we've got toilet extracts. Have we got extracts? A cafe toilet extract fans. So all them, let's just put cafe toilet, sorry, there, and toilet there, toilet across there for the fault, and toilet extract healthy. I don't know why that is saying toilet extract fan fault, but toilet extract fan fail is healthy. Okay, but that's not my problem as such, because I didn't write the logic. So those are my cafe and my toilet at the moment. There may be other points on other pages. We've got change village here. So level 2 frost point at 10 degrees. Don't know where I'm going to put that one at the moment. Do we have a changing village? Dry change, wet change. I think I will take them. Where do we put them? Depending on whether we could put them on the ground or the first, depending on where they are. Tell you what, let's just take them and let's just cut them and let's just put them out on the ground floor at the moment. I haven't looked at what the ground floor graphic looks like on the 963, but I'll put them there for the moment. And then these, we can take these out, cut them, and they're going to go into our cafe toilet extract fans. Cafe toilet extract fans. Again, I'm pressing Control key to open up the new tab, and I paste them into there. Come out of edit mode for that. Ground floor, I'll come out of edit mode for that. AHU2, I'll come out of edit mode for that. I'm already out of edit mode. And then this just leaves me these two items here. So what I'm going to do with these at the moment is I'm going to put them on the bottom navigation. Just for the moment, because I don't know where they want to go, to be honest with you yet. But fire alarm, I always put a fire alarm on the bottom navigation anyway. So I'm going to take them, I'm going to cut them, cut, and then I want my bottom navigation bar, which is bottom nav there. Press Control key, open up that, and paste them in there for the moment. I don't think I'm going to have all my safeties that side, so I'll just put that there for out of the way. Right, so now that is finished with that sample points first floor, so I can now delete that. Sample points first floor, delete. We've done all that one. Now a pool AHU sample points. So this will all be to do, I think, with pool AHU 1. So that's good, because all we need to do there is collect all them points, cut them, open up pool AHU 1 and paste them in there. And I'll put them at the bottom at the moment, because I'll probably be doing my pool graphic up at the top. And my pool graphic, which I've actually got a copy of, someone took a snapshot a long time ago, well, 7th of the 8th to be precise, because that's a snapshot there, 7th of the 8th, time 7:31. Outside air was 11.8 degrees. So we've got some brick walls there, so that's my outside air going in. That is totally different temperature to what that is. But I did notice that on the points as I was going through. Let me show you what I mean. As I was going through the points, see this outside air there is 21.02. That's on the pool AHU1 unit. I mean, if I look at the main controller down here, that's saying 13.10. Well, I know that the outside air is roughly around about 20, 21 degrees, purely because I've Googled it for that place and it's telling me around about 20 degrees. So this outside air at 13.9, I have no idea where that sensor is, but I don't think that's a true reflection of the outside air. I believe the AHU1 controller is more of a reflection for outside air at 21.02, so hence I've used that. So we can Let me close that pool AHU down because we didn't even need that open. And my sample points for pool AHU1, which is there, I've now got all my points off that. So I can close that down. And I can delete sample points here, AHU1, don't need that anymore. So now I've only got, I'm pressing Control key to open it up, I've only got this that I've got to put everywhere in the different sections. So, domestic hot water, let's get that first. So domestic hot water is here. Not got a lot of room on here to mess around with yet, so let me just cut them out and let me do domestic hot water. So I press Control key and double click domestic hot water, paste them there. That's that one done. And we've got pools there, and sports or AHU and pool sport extract fans reception. So on plate heat exchangers for the pools, I would go into the boiler plant. I would have thought. So these, because I don't have a tab for pools at the moment, and I don't have any room to really make any more tabs. So let me cut them, and we'll put them in the boiler plant. So again, I press Control key and open up the boiler plant and on another tab. Paste them there for the moment. AHU3s, okay, well we can take them AHU3s, cut that, open up AHU3 tab, and paste them into there. Back to there, spare wire to terminals is a spare. So I'm going to leave that as it is. Sports hall temperature. So we've got sports hall here. So we've got sports hall extract fans. So let's take them, cut them. Again, press Control key because we've not been into sports hall yet. And paste them into there. Now main pool and learner pool and LTHW and boiler, all them are going to be in the boilers. Cut them, boiler plant, paste them into there. Can separate them later into the relevant sections. AHU3, take that, cut them, AHU3, paste. What else have we got? Sports hall again, main gas meters. Okay, so sports hall, we'll take that, we'll cut it, and we'll paste that into sports hall. We've got our boilers there, we'll take them. I think this outside air temperature we're not going to be using, but I'm still going to just put them in the boiler plant at the moment. I can delete them later. I'll delete the outside air one later anyway. Spare wire to terminals. Let's just get that and put that in the boiler at the moment. Again, that's probably one that's going to be deleted. Well, not probably will be. Meters. So we've got some meters there. cut that, and I will have meters there. Press Control key, double click that, paste that into there. Boilers, radiant heating, zone 1, zone 2. Cut that. Now the radiant may be squash cut. No, it's got a HRU, so it won't be. So I'm going to put them both in the boilers, all that lot in the boiler plant for now. Or on that page. Right, that's our sensors done. Boiler modulation, heat pumps, heating pumps enable select, main pool, so all them is in my boilers. So cut them, put that in my boilers. And then AHU3, and I've got some more AHU3 down there, so let's just take them, bring them across. Now we've got some room. AHU3, AHU3, and some AHU3 there. No AHU3 there, AHU3 there. AHU3 there. Extract fan failed on AHU3. And we've got some AHU3 points here. So that's all my AHU3s. Highlight all them. Cut them. Go to AHU3. Paste them. Take that out of edit mode. Boiler plants. So domestic hot water. Just put them over there for the moment. Looking for domestic hot water there. Pasteurization. Yeah, that's domestic hot water. Bring them across to there. Domestic hot water there. And then the domestic hot water primary pump flow, which doesn't seem to have a flow at the moment. Heat exchanger for the domestic hot water. We need that. That's domestic hot water. And we need them, which is domestic hot water. I think looking at all these pools, I think I'm going to have another page somewhere. Maybe I take out the navigation and I put pools up here on the side, because I honestly think we would need that page. Cut that, domestic hot water, paste that. Right, what else have we got? Sports hall. Sports hall. They are going to be together. move them across there. Sports hall there. They're all sports hall, aren't they? Even the setback speed, that would be sports hall because it's in with the others, so I reckon they are sports hall. Sports hall is them there, the dampers. And we've got a sports hall there. Warm-up period. I can't see any more, so I'm going to take them. I'm going to cut them, and sports hall is there. I'm going to paste them into there. That's that done. Right, squash courts. Squash court 1 AHU enable, squash court 2 AHU enable. So we've got squash courts HRU. So let's take them and see if they've got anything else that's squash courts. No, we've got a sports hall though there that I missed. So cut that, sports hall, paste that, go back to that, squash courts, cut, and I don't think we opened up squash courts. Paste that into there. Multi-use room. I have no idea where that's going to go. So I am going to cut that and put that at the bottom. So I haven't got a page for that. So I'm going to put that at the bottom. Let's bring them in a bit more. So I've got 2 squares at the end of the letters. Toilet fan enable. Well, toilet extract fan, we've definitely got a toilet extract fan. Cut. And it was cafe and toilet extract fans. That one there. Paste. Put that there. Dry change, dry change. I've got toilet extract fan there as well. So let's cut that out and put that in with the toilet page. And dry change. Well, we do have a dry change, so cut that. Have I got dry change open? No. Dry change. That's AHU3, so I do have AHU3 open. Let's put that into AHU3. Dry change. For the moment. Still got boiler plant open. Let me take that out of edit mode. Yeah, these learner pools, I honestly, dry change, we've got a dry change there as well. Okay, Can I see any more dry changes? No, I can't. Cut. AHU3. Paste. LTHW boilers. We've got the learner pools there. Let me just put them to one side and take them, because that's all boiler stuff. These are all boiler stuff. And that is main heating pumps. Duty, boiler high temperature, that's all boiler stuff. And all this is going to be LTHW there. That's boiler stuff. That's your pool. So let's just put them over there. And now we've got the squash courts there. Cut. Where were my squash courts? There. Paste that there. Now, if it's only them on the squash courts, I'm going to put them at the bottom. But I don't know, I need to look at the 963 as well. But the idea is sorting out all the points into what we think are the, or what I think are the pages. Cut. Boilers. Boiler plant. Paste. So I'm just separating what I think is the boiler compared to what the pools are. And then I want the pool stuff, and that's finished with that page then. Cut. Put that at the moment in the boiler plant. Paste. Right, main pool. Let's just separate this. Learner pool. Main pool, flow and return. Learner pool, flow and return. Main pool, set point and valve position. Learner pool, set point and valve position. Main pool, switch. Learner pool switch. Bring them up there. And main pool HX. And learner pool HX. Plate heat exchangers they are. Right, that's all my boiler stuff. Not too sure about the radiant hours there, but I'm not too bothered about that. Let's just move them out of the way there, just for the moment. Right, do we do a learner pool and a main pool? I think so. So where we've got this, let me take that out of edit mode. In fact, let me take everything out of edit mode, just so we're saving everything. There's hardly any meters, you know. I don't know why we need the meters page, and I don't need why we need a squash court page. Bottom nav, let's save the bottom nav. Cafe extract, save. Ground floor, AHU2. Nothing on AHU2. Reception, AHU4. Have I got a picture for AHU2? Let me have a quick look for AHU2. Fitness AHU. God, I've got a picture of it. Open that up with photos. Come on. Open up. This is AHU2. Got a thermal wheel at 0% apparently. It's got a fair bit of stuff there. Heating coil. So where are all them points for AHU2? I don't have all them points. That's interesting. We've only got 3 controllers. And I don't have all them points. Pool AHU is all the pool. First floor plant room. AHU2 extract, and that's it. Okay. So AHU2 was that one there. Alright, I need to look at the 963, but seeing I've only got 3 controllers and I've got all the points brought in on all 3 controllers, what's missing? There's quite a bit missing here. Where was we? We was in there. We finished that, so we can delete that. So I'll take it out of edit mode. That's my sample points. So we can get rid of that sample points. Delete. So we still got our main points. Points pool AHU, points main plant, points first floor. Right, bottom bar, bottom nav bar. I noticed in boilers, and we probably won't duplicate it, but if you go to every page, you want to know probably about the gas valve and the pressurization unit at least, and fire alarm, which we've got fire alarm already there, so we'll just take them too. We'll cut them, or should we just copy them, because we can still use it on the page. So we'll copy them, and we'll go to the bottom nav, put that into edit mode, and we'll paste them into there. We need to shorten them just for now, just while we position it, and now we can bring that back out. So that's an important thing to have on the bottom of every page. Come out edit mode, boiler plant. What else do we need that's nice to have, that you can see everything? Maybe some temperatures would be a good one. Boiler flow and boiler return, so you can see them temperatures on every page. And maybe Let me just duplicate them. Calculated set point. Duplicate. That would probably be a nice one to have on the bottom as well. So cut them, put them on the bottom. Move that out of the way a minute. Paste. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Resets. I'd rather have that on the page. I think these two down here would be nice to have on the bottom page. Nav bar. Copy. Bottom nav bar. Where are you? Are they there? Paste. Because you really want to know what we could do with some temperatures as well for them, which we've got. Main pool and learner pool. Let's put that into there and put that into there and go back to the boiler plant, and we had some temperatures there. There they are. Copy. Bottom nav. Paste. Learner pool. Main pool. Put them into there. I'm going to have to take the word temp out. So that's flow. That's return. And I'll do the same here with these, even though it does fit in on that line, I'll still take it out. And we'll just put a space between them. Take that and another square space between them. What else do we could do with, now if it's only got the sports hall, if we've, not sports hall, squash courts, if we've only got them, squash court 1 AHU fault, squash court 2 AHU fault. I got pool AHU, fitness, dry change, wet change. So fitness suite maybe, that may be AHU. Maybe not. Let's take them. Put them, in fact let's take that and put that there. Take AHU1, healthy, put that there. Squash court AHU2, put that there. Bring them in a little bit and bring them in a little bit, and I'll leave the page up at the moment, but I'm just going to copy them, come out of edit mode for that page, go into our bottom nav and let's just move them. Where do we move them? Try and get them out of the way there. This is probably won't fit in. But they will fit in if I put them underneath them. That fits in nice. Put that to there. And just just going to move that to there because I'm thinking about putting some of the frost set points up there. Boiler plant, frost and space. So we'll take them. One moment. Take them. Come on. And I'll just copy them for now, but I may delete them off this page. Bottom nav, paste. And I can't fit any more now really on this bottom nav bar, so I think we're going to call that, and that's what we're having on there. We've got our main alarms, we've got our main boiler temperatures, we've got our learner and our pools. I think we'll leave it like that for now. Let me take that out of edit mode. Boiler plant. I think we're all out of edit mode now. Right, I am going to put you on pause while I have a look at the 963 graphics. If I can get in there, I need to try and get access. Alright, I'll put you on pause. Right, I've not looked yet at the 963 graphics yet, but I reckon, of course, normal, the pools are going to be on the ground floor. So instead of making a pool page, I reckon that wherever it was, boiler plant, then pools there, I'm going to put them on the ground floor page, which makes sense. So ground floor, paste them. And the changing village, i.e. the dry change and the wet change, they're going to be for the pool anyway, I would have thought. Well, the wet change definitely. The dry change may be for the gym or fitness suite, but we can leave them there at the moment. For all I know, the gym could be on the second floor, on the first floor, sorry. But we'll leave them there at the moment. But I reckon they, in fact, we can take them anyway. And we'll put them on the first floor because we've got nothing yet on the first floor. But again, I haven't looked at the graphics yet. So our bottom nav bar's done. There's hardly any electric. That's a waste of a page. Sports hall extract fans. I don't have any sports hall extract fans. Or unless it's the squash courts. And that's a sport hall. Maybe. Wet change. AHU3, AHU2, AHU1. Domestic hot water. Boiler plant. Sports hall. There's extract fans. So let's go and take the extract fans. Sports hall set point, extract set point. Warm up period. Sports hall. CO2, well that's linked to extract. So that will be there. why would we have a tab for sports hall and then a tab for sports hall extract fans? Let me just have a look at the what was sent me. I'm going to have to go into this 963. Ground floor, first floor, sports hall, boiler plant, DHW, pool, AHU 1, 2, 3, 4, sports hall extract fans. So that was the menu that they've been working to, which I've just copied. Well, not copied the menu, but copied the wording. Sports vents, minimum stage. CO2 set point. Extract dampers. If you go with the fans. Most of this, I think, is to do with the extracts. I definitely need to look at the 963, but I know they will definitely be, because they're dampers for the extracts, so they're definitely going to be there. And if we've got the CO2, we would need the set point, so we can ramp up when the CO2 is above 1,200 parts per million. We can ramp it up, and I presume that's going to be the minimum speed. That's the warm-up period, so sports maximum warm-up period. Vents, CO2 set point, well, that has got to go with the CO2. So we've got high and we've got low, and it will modulate maybe the damper, and that's ventilation damper. So that's vents coming in. They're my extracts. They're my enables down here. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take them for now, cut them, come out of edit mode, and put them in my sports hall extract fans. Seeing I've got nothing in there anyway. And I don't have a picture of the extract fans. They only sent me AHU 1, 2, 3, 4, the menu. And what else did they send me? They sent me the boilers and domestic hot water. So domestic hot water is here. Basic graphic. Gas valve. Boiler. Tank. Flow and return to the sinks. Boiler plant. Heat exchanger. And the boiler, so you can either have it on its own boiler, or you can take it from the main boilers. So that was that one that they sent me. And the boilers page is here. 2 boilers there. Flow, return, pressurization unit, header, dual pump. One going to DHW heat exchanger page, learner pool and main pool, which I'm going to be going to the ground page. Gas valve open. So really basic stuff. And that's all I've got, apart from the AHU 1, 2, AHU 3, which I haven't shown you, but that's a dry change, AHU 3. And then AHU 4, air handling unit 4, is this one for a wet change. Recoup bypass damper, fans, heating coil, filters, filters. So that's all I've got at the moment. So I'm going to have a nosy in the 963 if I can gain access. But I think we're going to, because we've gone over 1 hour now, so I think I'm going to call this a day on this video, and I'll do another video when I'm starting doing the graphics. Alright, thank you for watching.